right. And here we go. Oh boy, this one is going to be a spicy, spicy one. I'm not late. I'm here. Chill out. I'm here. We're here. All right. Everybody relax. It's going to be we all know what's going on in the news. No secret here. No secret to why we're here. We're going to talk about the Epstein files. The emails. I got so many old clips. I dug up a lot of history for this episode that you guys are going to love. That's right. That's my nickname, actually, when I was in the military. All right. We'll let everybody filter in here before we start the show. How's audio? How's everything looking? Munchkin Militia. Yeah, we got the Munchkin Militia reporting for duty. Yes, I mean, we already see. We're gonna go through all this. The memes are memeing, boys. Yeah, Bubba. This is holy shit. I don't know if you had Trump potentially sucking off Bill Clinton in your 2025 bingo cards, but here we are. I don't really know what to say about that. Donica Lewinsky. There's a lot of great ones, right? We're going to talk about that early in the episode, right? That'll be the first email we look at. We're going to look at a bunch of new emails that have come out. We are going to go through a bunch of statements from the president himself over the years. And then we're going to get into the Peter Thiel connection because, shocker, J.D. Vance's basically his daddy, the person who essentially has done everything for his career, turns out is all over the Epstein files. And there's some interesting connections, I think, to all of this that ties some things together. We're going to go over. We're going to talk about Epstein unaliving himself in prison because it all is a little bit different now with what we know. So that's going to be another section of the show. We're going to talk about Miss Maxwell and her way she's been treating in prison, which is very good. And then, of course, the greatest ally connection. It's always here. It's always something. We'll talk about that last on the show. So buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because you're in for a wild ride. All right. If you haven't seen my episode I put out a couple hours ago regarding Megyn Kelly, we're going to talk about that again a little bit. And basically MAGA working overtime. It's the craziest mental gymnastics I've ever seen to try to defend a legitimate international PDF ring and the people protecting it. And I don't know how we got here to where this is the hill. This is the hill MAGA is dying on. This is the hill they're going to die on, is protecting PDFs. Who would have known? But that's where we're at. All right. Okay. Oh, also, for those of you here early, because I'm sure the chat's going to fill up with more and more people as we go. Yes, the America First merch is restocked. Not only that, we got the tank tops in stock now. These are brand new. Just so you guys know, it's in the pinned comment. I'm not trying to hustle here, but we've done 2 big orders of America First merch, and they both sold out in 24 hours. And I mean completely. Every size completely sold out in 24 hours. So if you want it, my wife just restocked it on the website about 5 minutes ago. Pin comment, get over there and get it now. Because again, everything we've bought has sold out in 24 hours. So we got tank tops, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts, and we're going to work on these new black camo hats with the America First logo instead. We're working on those now. So be on the lookout for that. And let's jump into it. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to take a little trip down memory lane, because I think people don't understand how close Jeff and Donnie really were. These guys they weren't acquaintances. These guys were literally best friends. And that's not my opinion. That's everybody you talk to that knew these people in the 90s. These guys were best friends for a decade, which is important. And we're going to listen to You know, first thing we're going to do is listen to Jeffrey Epstein say that himself right out the gate, that Don was his best friend, as we get started. All right. So we're doing a little trip down memory lane just to get us acquainted with what this relationship really was, right? Because we've kind of been lied to about what it is.
He is charming. He is able to convince people. So he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this?
That was supposed to straight.
He has a sense of humor. He can be
That's
funny.
years.
His ability to sell. It's very much like Clinton. Both Bill and Donald have the ability to go over to a fat, ugly woman, say, you are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So you probably know he has scalp reduction. You see that the same male pattern model that we all have. But he's not he's a horrible human being. He has nasty things to his best friends' wives.
Okay, that's straight out of the horse's mouth to begin with. We got a MAGA simp in the chat. No, that's not AI. That's an interview with Michael Wolff, actually. So, but again, you could, guys, here's the thing. We could literally show, you could get shown these MAGA people, right? You could literally show them footage of Trump with minors, like actually doing things, and you know what they would say? They'd say that's AI. They'd go, no, that's AI, that's AI, that's AI. So it doesn't matter for some of these people, right? Let's also get a little comedy as we do this, right? And this is the type of people I'm talking. Literally what I was just talking about in a SpongeBob meme. Why not?
Telling you it's right there. Turn around. Patrick, just turn around. Turn around. Hey, nincompoop, I'll find you.
You must think I'm pretty dumb, huh?
Yes. Turn around.
No!
Turn around. Turn around.
No!
Telling you.
There it is. That's who these people are. Which, okay. You keep doing what you're going to do. And again, we're getting more people. We're going to look at trip down memory lane to this relationship. We gotta establish and understand this relationship first.
Close friends. I knew in the 90s, people in Palm Beach were like, yeah, Trump and Epstein, man, they're always chasing pussy, young girls, this and that. This is not a secret. It was never a secret what Epstein was and what Trump was. They were close friends. They traveled together. They partied together. They dated, I'll use that word very advisedly, women together. They were close friends. I knew in the 90s, people.
Okay. There you go. But I also want to take another little trip down memory lane because we may have forgot where we started. Do you guys remember in 2024 what this campaign ran on? Do we all remember it? What did we run on? Exposing the Epstein files. Let's take a little trip down memory lane to see where we're at now.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
Turns out that was a lie.
I guess I would.
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Will you work with me on this issue so we know who worked with Jeffrey Epstein in building these sex trafficking rings?
Absolutely, Senator. Child sex trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past and how we are going to countermand
how we started,
missing
boys.
children and exploited children going forward.
Just last week, the president.
That's where we started. Everything sure looks a lot different now, doesn't it? It's a lot different now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here's another little reminder of where we came from. Remember this?
Why are the MAGA folk who were promising bombshells now dragging their feet? I'm old enough to remember this.
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. Why is the FBI protecting the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list?
Some governments around the world may have some material that's related to the Epstein thing. Bill Clinton was knee deep in this, man.
Wow. Times have changed, huh? Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, who, by the way, are the people in charge of the Epstein list now. Donald Trump, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino are the people in charge of the actual files. What happened? You know what happened is, I don't know if you guys saw this. There was 20,000 new documents released today. Obviously, people are sifting through them now. One of my buddies has basically run them through an AI algorithm, all 20,000. Guess how many times, and this is just the initial 20,000. There's way more than this. Guess how many times Trump's name is in these 20,000 documents. Throw some guesses out there, and then I'll tell you how many times it's been in there. 50 times, good guess. What else? Let's get some guesses in there. 9,000. Oh, that's a little steep. 55, 10K. All right, let me tell you. Trump's name in the 20,000 documents that just released is in those files, just those files, 1,600 times. Just the initial documents that have been released. 1,600 and like 680. Just, you can't. Yeah. I'm sure there's nothing to see there, guys. I mean, it's going to get dug up and people are going to go through it all, right? But 1,600 times. Just the initial documents. So that's where we're starting from, by the way. And and here's another one. Remember this? Donald Trump Jr. Show us all the Epstein client list now. Why would anyone protect those scumbags? Ask yourself the question daily, and the answer becomes very apparent. And what happened, Don? What happened, Don Jr.? Times have changed, huh? Times have changed. You forgot that you guys all ran a campaign on this. While the rest of us, this is the rest of us, everybody. This is all of us. This is a great name for this. Here we all are. There we are. That's America. That's America right now. Just don't know what happened. Here we are 10 months later, guys. Man, it's just, it's rough. But where are we starting from? This is position we're starting from before we get into the emails, which is, as you guys have all seen this. The Democrats are trying to bring up the Jeffrey Epstein hoax again, because they'll do nothing at all, deflect how badly they've done in the shutdown. Yep, that's what's going on. Only a very bad or stupid Republican would fall into that trap. You're all stupid idiots, by the way. So here's where we're starting from. It's all a hoax. It's all a big hoax, right? It's a big hoax. Democrat hoax. Even though Donald Trump just came out today and said now he's going to investigate Democrats in the Epstein files. So now it's not a hoax. But whatever. This is all hoax. But let's start working our way through this hoax, okay? So we're gonna go through a bunch of emails first. Of course, we have to start with this one because this one's the viral one, which is right here. So Epstein, I believe he's talking to his brother here. As you see down here on the bottom, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba, ? And then as you move up here, you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. You mean Donnie T. Now, I'd rather be in Donnie D's shoes. Now, here's the thing about Bubba. For those of you who don't know, that was Bill Clinton's nickname, was Bubba, from his friends. And obviously we know Clinton, Trump, Epstein in the 90s were all very closely tied. So this is actually pretty, when you think about it, it's pretty dark, right? In the idea of Vladimir Putin, potentially having this, having these photos. I mean, I don't know. But the memes from this have been wild. And let's go through a few, which is here. No wonder he called it the big, beautiful bill. And again, we don't know. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. We got a little MAGA dipshit who's just going through massive cognitive dissonance in here. Don't make fun of my daddy, Trump. Don't make fun of my daddy. You fucking pussy, dude. Oh my God. This guy fucking supports PDFs, by the way. He probably is one, I would bet. That's why he's so upset. Wah. Pillage and plunder. Yeah, you probably get your little butthole plundered, I would bet, based off of that crybaby comment. Little butthole plunderer right there. All right. So we also have this tweet just hits different this week, ladies and gentlemen. You guys remember this? Which we'll talk about this. So we actually there actually is an email from Epstein that makes this all make sense, but this tweet hits just different right now today, which is, if Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America? Shots fired. Donica Lewinsky with the slight to Hillary, saying, I sucked your husband's dick better than you did, Hill Dog. It's just, you can't make this up. That's a real tweet. That tweet hits different today, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? From saying he did it better. Mike, that's exactly what this tweet is. We didn't get it at the time. Now we understand where he's coming from. All right. Now, again, we had to start with some funny shit, right, before we get into some more serious shit. Now, we've all seen this email, right? I don't know if you guys if I can get it bigger. Can I get it bigger? Can you guys read that? It's hard for me to see on my screen. I don't think I can blow it up very well. Anyway, we all know this one, right? Which is, this is the one MAGA Republicans are using as the ultimate defense to why Donald Trump is innocent, which is just the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. How fucking stupid people are. Check this out. So what happened here is, victim here is Virginia Giuffre, right? Who was one of the worst when it comes to being trafficked, just raped by multiple high-level people in Trump's circle. So she also came out and said, we don't know why she said this, by the way, that, well, she never saw Trump do anything bad. This specific one of 150 victims, okay? But it doesn't matter, because what MAGA Republicans have just completely tried to ignore here is that even if you put her name in here, Virginia Giuffre spent hours at my house with him, Donald Trump. MAGA Republicans, you are acknowledging that Donald Trump spent hours alone with a underage girl who was actively being sex trafficked at his international sex trafficker friend's house. And it doesn't matter if she said nothing happened. That by itself, in my opinion, makes you a PDF. Sorry if I'm going to change the definition. I don't need to know if you actually did anything or not. If you're a 55-year-old man hanging out with a underage girl who's being sex trafficked, it's not okay. That's not okay. MAGA Republicans, this is everywhere you look. Tim Pool, Megyn Kelly, Benny Johnson, they're all saying, look, he's innocent. What the fuck are you talking about? We're going to do a poll. what if it was your daughter? All of a sudden that would switch. Would you let your daughter go hang out with a 55-year-old man at a sex trafficker's house? Would that be okay? How is this okay? This is the worst shit ever. It doesn't matter what the victim said. It was just insane to me that this is the straw man Republicans are putting their entire defense on. Well, yeah, I mean, I know he was hanging out with this poor underage girl who was being sex trafficked and raped, but I mean, but she said nothing happened. The fuck? Bizarro world are we in? No. He's guilty. To me, that by itself, guilty. I don't need pictures. I don't need photos. Guilty. And I'll do a poll. Let's do a poll. Let's just say appropriate or not. Hanging. Here we go. 50-year-old hanging out with sex trafficked minor. Yes or no? You guys think this is okay? Okay. Not okay. Let me know what you guys think. Let's just get a poll going. Is this okay to do? Even if they're just playing, they were playing checkers, they're playing shoots and ladders, they're playing Monopoly. Sure. To me, no. To me, fuck no. Disgusting. As everybody, tons of wood chippers in the chat. Straight to the wood chipper with you. Never appropriate. Ever. Ever. Why are we trying to normalize this? It's gross. It's fucking gross. Like, I have teenage kids. I am a girl dad. This horrifies me. That MAGA Republicans are saying this makes Trump innocent. And guys, trust me, there's a bunch more emails. There's a bunch more also a bunch more victims who have said the exact opposite. Said gross. We're going to go through those victims. Gross shit that they've talked about that he did. So they latched on to one word in one email, and they went like this. La 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 la. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Not you guys. I can tell probably by the poll. Oh, all right. Well, the fact this is not 100% to zero shows you. Somebody do the math on that. What's 3% of 3,600? Whatever that number is, that's how many PDFs we have in the chat, by the way, which is pretty disgusting to realize how many people are like that, even in this channel. Gross. Most of you are probably trolls, I'm sure. But anyway, let's go through a few more emails here. All right. So here's another one. This is another email people are conveniently ignoring. This one, which talks from Jeffrey Epstein to one of the victims, says, "You're welcome at my home always," as they go back and forth and talk. When we get to the top here, she says, "I'm at the door, but I will wait for my time. I don't want to come in early and to find Trump in your house." Crying emoji, crying emoji. Or laugh emoji, smile emoji, laugh emoji. Doesn't really matter. She didn't want to come in the house if Trump was in there. That seems weird. That doesn't seem great. Right? And if you didn't know, the White House has not pushed back on this. They're saying they're authentic. They're saying it's a hoax, but it's authentic. They're authentic emails, but it's a hoax. The fuck. Okay. Right. Not only that, some other things Jeffrey had to say. This is a little bit hard to see, but I'll read it here. He said, "Recall, I've told you I have met some this is Epstein. I've met some very bad people. I imagine he has. None as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. So yes, dangerous." If a guy like Jeffrey Epstein is saying that about you, and I gotta imagine, somebody said Mossad, we're going to talk about this because actually I do think there's truth to this. when we get there. What was that? Sorry, before I got sidetracked. Oh, yeah. If Epstein thinks you are the worst human being on the planet, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. All right. And then only that, we're ignoring this one as well. Here's another one we're ignoring. Jeffrey Epstein saying, would you like photos of Donald Trump and girls in bikinis in my kitchen? We're not talking about this one? We're just going to pretend this one doesn't exist too. There's a lot of emails here where we're kind of just pretending that don't exist. That's pretty gross. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, this one's good too. This talks about Hillary, old Hill dog. And this actually gets a little bit funnier here. Because again, it's not just Trumpstein that's in there. There's everybody else is in these too, right?
Oh, today the House just dropped thousands more documents from the Epstein estate as part of their congressional probe. And let me tell you, it is spicy. Let me just give you the highlights real quick. First off, Epstein alleged that Hillary Clinton had an affair with former White House counsel Vance Foster. Now, Foster committed suicide back in 1990.
Shocker. Nobody would have seen that coming with the Clintons.
Also, interestingly, Epstein, in an email to the Duke, claimed that Clinton had never been to his island. He did send an email to Peter Thiel in 2014 saying, quote, that was fun. See you in 3 weeks.
We'll get to that one. We'll get to the Peter Thiel connection. But yeah, Hill dog apparently took care of business after she got caught by Epstein on that one, or however that worked. I'm not really sure. Where is, I got a few other more here. Oh, here we go. This is actually really important. Steve Bannon, Steve Bannon, who was directly tied to Trump and still avidly defends Trump. Here's his conversation. What's said here is not that big of a deal. The date's more important. Epstein said, did you enjoy last night? Leon doesn't listen much as he should, but he's a good guy, yada, yada, yada. Last night was great. Really like those guys. What time is dinner? Now, there's nothing big about this. However, the date is important. This is in 2018. This is 2 years into Donald Trump's presidency. And one of Donald Trump's closest advisors meeting with Jeffrey Epstein. That doesn't seem great. That doesn't seem great that in 2018 that was happening. Here's another one. This is a clip of it being read, which again, this is another one we're just ignoring.
Another email our team found in this release from the Oversight Committee that has gone underreported today or undercovered is a 2015 message Epstein writes to a journalist. This is what it says, quote, have them ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool, and he was so focused he walked straight into the door.
Yeah. No big deal. I'm sure there's nothing to see there. Nothing to see there. Also, let's take a look at this before we jump into all the old disgusting clips I pulled up. It's Thomas Massey today, or excuse me, a couple weeks ago, that had seen some of the names in here. So check this out. Keep in mind, Kash Patel said, we've all seen the clip 100 times. Jeffrey Epstein never trafficked anyone to anyone.
You replied, according to the transcript.
Let me set that.
You replied, according to the transcript, there is no credible information that he trafficked them to anyone else. According to victims who cooperated with the FBI in that investigation, these documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims to. That list also includes at least 19 other individuals, one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, Trump, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire.
So, those are FBI documents that show all the clients that women were trafficked to. And Kash Patel is saying that no women were trafficked to anyone. Seems like a little disconnect here. A little bit of a disconnect here. I'm not sure how that's possible. Don't know. But I wanted to get into first the White House's response to all this over the last couple of days, and then we're gonna take another little trip down memory lane to a bunch of Donnie's quotes over the years. Oh. Lagging? Can you guys see me? My browser's locked up. If I lose this, we're host. There we go. Stand by if you can see me. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Oh, shit. I hope you guys can still see me because I'm bugging the fuck out here. Shit. We're getting hacked. God. Well, guys, I can't control my computer right now. If you can see me, I may have to reboot here. All right. Are we back? Somehow we survived. Let me know if you guys can see me. Looks like everything was saved somehow. All my. We're here. We're good. Jesus Christ. We got brought down. We got hacked. We got hacked, boys. Getting too close to the truth. We're back. Yeah, we lost like 1,500 viewers. That's too bad. Hopefully they come back. That's right. I got to figure out where I was at. Oh, yeah, we were going to talk about the White House's response, right? The White House's response. What they're saying this is, right? We're going to look at those, and we're going to look at some very creepy messages or very creepy clips from old Donnie. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, guys. I've literally never had that before. It was a really weird crash. It wasn't like a regular crash. It was, I literally was not able to control my computer anymore. So that's a little scary. That's a little scary. It wasn't your normal, like, oh, black screen to death. It was, I just couldn't control my computer at all. All right. That's okay. Okay. We're back. We're back and we're doing it. Let's jump into this. All right, here we go. Let's start looking at the response from the White House. They've had some interesting responses, of course.
Spent hours at Jeffrey Epstein's house with a victim.
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong.
Okay, stop. These emails prove absolutely nothing other than Donald Trump was hanging out with underage women at an international sex trafficker's house. That's what they prove. So if you think there's nothing wrong with that, you should probably take that cross necklace off, Carolyn, because there's a lot wrong with that. A lot wrong with that. But again, we'll just keep moving down memory lane because she's had a lot of interesting things to say here. Here's another one. Oops, I didn't mean to follow that. Just followed somebody random.
Why not just go ahead, release the full files on Epstein, get this all over with?
This administration has done more with respect to transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein than any administration ever. In fact, this administration, the Department of Justice, has turned over tens of thousands of documents to the American people.
When? Wait, what? What documents is she talking about?
We are cooperating and showing support for the House Oversight Committee. That's part of the reason you are seeing these documents that were released today, because of the House Oversight Committee's and Republicans' efforts.
Oh, it's Republicans' efforts. Republicans' efforts to release the files. Oh. Okay. My bad. Now, it is true. It is true that after some of these files got released, that Republicans decided to release not all the files, but a subset of the files, which is bizarre. And we'll get into my theory, and somebody kind of hit on it a little bit. My theory about what's really going on here. Let me get your guys' thoughts here. And Candace Owens talked about this too. What it feels like, and trust me, when we get into some things that are going on, like, I don't know, guys, this is going on in Congress right now. Breaking: Israel seeks 20-year military aid with the United States, naming it America First. 20 years at $4 billion a year, I believe. This is being put forward at the exact same time that emails that are very damaging to Trump are being leaked out slowly. So what some people think is that Trump's basically being blackmailed right now. They know it's in the files, and they're going to slow drip them out as a warning. Like, hey, here's some pretty bad ones. You know what's in the rest. Now you better fucking get everybody in check. Get the Israel fucking deal done. Get everybody in fucking check, Trump. That's what they're telling him right now. That's what it feels like to me. That's what the sheer panic feels like. Because you're seeing legislation right now going through to give our greatest ally billions and billions and billions of dollars. At the same time, these files are being slowly dripped. Maybe it's a huge coincidence, but it kind of feels that way. All right. Now I want to do some comments, or not some comments, some trips down memory lane here to the 90s. All right. Let's see old Donnie boy. What's he been up to over the years? What type of stuff has he been talking about?
All of the girls I want, except for possibly Robin.
Do you think you could now be banging 24-year-olds?
Oh, absolutely. I have no trouble.
Would you do it?
I have no problem.
Yeah. Do you have an age limit, or would you?
No, I have no age. I mean,
what was that? What was that Freudian slip? You have no age limit? That's a weird thing to say. Okay.
I have an age. I don't want to be
The
like
upper bracket.
Holy with 12-year-olds.
Oh, 12. There, you hear it there? 12 years old's his limit. 12 years old. 12 years old. Donald Trump's limit. First it was I have no limit, and then it was then he backtracked and said 12 years old. So the thing that's what's crazy to me, guys, is like we've known about this forever, and just nobody's been paying attention to it, right? Like it's not like he's been hiding this at all. Watch this. This one's gonna gross you guys out even more. But here we go. I told you I got some good ones dug up.
In the wake of questions and allegations about Donald Trump's behavior towards women, ET discovered this footage in our archive, which we provided to CBS News.
Soon. Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
10-year-old girl.
Okay.
10-year-old girl. That's a 10-year-old girl he's talking to. I'm going to be dating you in 10 years. What fucking grown man talks to a 10-year-old child that way? How is that what pops up in your brain when you're looking at this little 10-year-old girl? You want to defend it? Where's MAGA at? MAGA, where are you at in the chat? You're probably not here anymore, are you? You're probably thrown in the towel. Yeah, you're probably not in here. You're not in here anymore, are you, MAGA? Any MAGA in here? What you guys think of that? Telling 10-year-olds I'm going to be dating you soon? Yeah, long ago. They're long gone at this point. They don't want fucking nothing to do with this discussion. Oh, but also MAGA, if you are in here, friendly reminder what your boy thinks of you. Donald Trump says, if I were to run, I'd run as a Republican. They're the dumbest group of voters in this country. They believe anything on Fox News. I could lie, and they'd still eat it up. I bet my numbers would be terrific. Donald Trump. That's what he thinks of you. I don't know, guys. Seems kind of rough. But don't worry, there's more. There's more. Again, he's been hiding in plain sight the entire time.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Oh, it's so
That's
weird.
gross.
Stop. You know what? You are strict. Yeah. Well, you're known for saying outrageous things, Mr. Trump. Who are you, Woody Allen?
We want to know a little bit more about you guys. So we play this game here. It's called Fave 5. I'll ask the question. Ivanka, you answer first, and then Dad, you answer also. Okay, Ivanka, what's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that. Ivanka weren't.
Okay. Okay. That's gross. So there's that. Seems gross. What do you guys think of that? I don't know. And I feel ashamed, right? Because I used to support that guy. I used to support the guy. I was never a big fan. I never voted for him, but I supported him when I thought he was doing decent. And then we look back and we're like, we saw all this. What were we doing? What were any of us fucking thinking? Like, he's been this gross. He's been gross forever, dude. It's just. Yeah. Well, He's literally playing clips. I mean, it's just disgusting. But here's the thing. We got a bunch of gross clips that we're going to go through, and we'll hit some super chats about halfway through the show here. And this is what I did a whole episode on, right? But we're going to watch it again because it's so gross, and I can't believe she actually did this. And that was Megyn Kelly.
Again, like without hardcore proof, you shouldn't say their names because you don't know whether it's true. But, I mean, people know the names. We've heard them many, many times. Anyway, I do think there are some who are so well connected or did such a good job of hiding their tracks that they'll never be facing real charges. As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
So everybody knows 15 is not barely legal. That's a child. What barely legals means is 18, 19, 20. That's barely legal. So that's gross.
And I realize this is disgusting.
Whoops. Close that one out. Anyway. Oh, here we go. I got it. Found it. Found it. Bring it back up here. Finish it.
Very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years. And
gross. So that's what Megyn Kelly believes, like she just said right there. It's okay because he's not a PDF because he was into 15-year-olds, not 8-year-olds. So, okay. Oh, yeah. The France logic, 13's a consent. Look, I don't care. I don't care if you, what is it? Is Arkansas one of those states that's like 15? Here's the thing. I don't care. You're a 55-year-old dude sleeping with a 15-year-old. Whether it's legal or not, you're a pedo. There you go. It's not complicated. Child. It's gross. And you know who knows better? You know who knows about the age of consent and what it means? Oh, look what I found.
you feel as a victim. You feel a victim. To people who are going to be out there, because some are going to judge and say you were 15, you were 16, you were 17, you were a willing participant. Again, the legal age of consent in California is 18. So there's no consenting for a 14 or even a 17-year-old in these circumstances. As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very.
It's almost like she already knew that. It's like she knew that when it was someone that wasn't connected to Donald Trump. That's when it all changes. That's when everything fucking changes, right? Then all of a sudden, 15's cool, right? 15's cool. It's not. Somebody said it's 14 in Arkansas. Yeah, that's gross. That's gross politicians who made that law. That should probably be changed, huh? To 18. Disgusting. I mean, ew. Ugh. Ugh. But don't worry, we got more. We got more of just creepy shit going on. A lot of creepy shit that I'm going to show you guys. Because again, we've just seen all this stuff. Watch the reactions here. This is actually hilarious. It's gross, but it's hilarious.
Can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old.
Wow. Wow, buddy. With his smirk and laugh if she's talking about teenagers. God, dude, you can't with this guy. It's right in front of us. He's been doing it right in front of us. And all right, here's more. Again, I told you I dug up a lot of good shit for this episode. Here we go.
Now, getting back to dating, right? And when you got to say to a woman, hey, listen, you got to go to my personal doctor and I'm going to have you checked out. Is that a tough thing to say to a woman, or you just got the balls to say it?
You know, I'll tell you, it's amazing. I can't even believe it. I've been so lucky.
Right.
In terms of that whole world.
You've never gotten a social disease.
It is a dangerous world out there. It's
It is.
scary. It's like Vietnam, sort of like, the Vietnam era.
It is your personal Vietnam, isn't it?
It is my personal
It is. You've said that many
I feel
times.
like a great and very brave soldier.
A lot of guys who went through Vietnam came out unscathed. A lot of guys who've gone through the 80s having sex with different women came out with AIDS and all kinds of things.
They survived Vietnam.
This is better than Vietnam, but it's
a little better. But every vagina.
Interesting, man, because you're a fucking draft dodger. I believe you're a 4-time draft dodger. Talking about how dodging STDs is like Vietnam, huh? I'm sure the veterans appreciate that. Steve says, what a war hero. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this guy. We found the Chomo in the chat. Everybody, look at Real Black Betty. We found the Chomo. The lurking Chomo, one of the 3% here. Real Black Betty. We found him. This is for you. From our boy JD. Found the Chomo in the chat. There he is. Shocker. I know there's some lurking. It's pretty gross. Pretty gross. But also, when you talk about pissing off veterans, I'm sure you saw my video, or you may have seen my video on how pissed off I was about Trump inviting the former leader of fucking Al-Qaeda into the Oval Office on the Marine Corps' 250th birthday. Well, this is what they were doing.
Men's fragrance. Yeah. This is what, it's the best fragrance. Come here, man.
Best buddies, huh?
Okay. So what we'll do is just take that, Joe, put it in, and then the other one is for your wife.
And this comment right here. As an Iraq veteran, this is an offensive, disgusting, and disrespectful to anyone who's ever worn a uniform. Shame on this draft dodger. Correct. Fuck you, Donald Trump. How about that? Guys, I don't care anymore. I'm not here to play nice anymore. I'm not here to sit the fence and not make anybody upset with the things that I say. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Clip that. Put it all over the internet. Go fuck yourself. How about that? Okay? How about that? I don't care anymore, man. I'm fucking sick of it. That was, you guys know I've been anti-Trump for a while now. What we just saw was the fucking hard line in the sand for me. Inviting fucking Jelani, who, by the way, was one of the most prolific fucking truck bombers, V-bed bombers in Iraq, killing countless American soldiers, to the White House. Fuck you, guy. I don't care who sees that or what other veterans get upset about that. Most don't. Most veterans are in the same place as me at this point. But this guy, he doesn't deserve any of our respect, man. Fucking sick. On top of the fact, every policy he's putting out is America last. So not only is he just slapping veterans in the face, not only just slapping farmers in the face, ranchers in the face, he's also doing all America last policies on top of it, while also being implicated in a international veto ring. All of those things are happening at the same time. I'm not really sure how anybody looks at this guy and goes, doing a great job, sir. Supporting you still. Not many people are, because he's got like a 36% approval rating right now, I believe. I believe he's close to the lowest approval rating in presidential history right now. I imagine it's about to get worse with all this. Let's get a poll in here. Fuck it. Let's get a poll. See who supports Trump, man. Last time I checked this, it was about 80-20. It'll be interesting to see where we're at in the community. Support Trump. See where you're all at here in November of 2025. See where we've moved to as a community. Might be interesting to see. And again, this is another one. We're going to start looking at shit victims have said. Okay? Victims have said. Because again, Republicans have latched on, or MAGA, I'm not going to say Republicans, MAGA Republicans have latched on to one victim said Trump, they didn't see Trump do anything. So it just discredits all of these victims. But no.
You met Donald Trump, is it right, through Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did, yes, and I met him on several occasions. Ghislaine Maxwell did introduce me to him, and she introduced me to him with a clear message of my being with him in the same way that she had trafficked me and brought me to Jeffrey Epstein.
Just ignoring that victim. Literally ignoring that victim who says the exact opposite of the victim you guys are all fucking latching onto. That's gross. That's not the only victim. There's another victim who was literally raped by Trump and Epstein and has gone under polygraph. Listen to what she had to say.
I know what they were up to together. It happened to me. I was polygraphed. I have the postcard with a love note. So I have the receipts. Where are Donald Trump's receipts? Where are they? I know what they're up together, and I know what that means. It's very clear. It wasn't baking or fishing. Michael Wolff has hundreds of hours of interviews with Jeffrey Epstein where Jeffrey confirmed to Michael what the two of them did to me long before I came out and told you all of this.
So you're just going to ignore that? You're going to ignore these women that literally have said they were fucking raped by him? Where you at, MAGA? Why aren't you playing those clips? He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. Okay. You know who they've latched themselves onto? Virginia Giuffre. So you would expect Virginia Giuffre's family must support Trump, right? Let's find out.
What another slap in the face.
Oh, nope.
From this administration. It was gut-wrenching. It made us angry. What disrespect. Our sister is an American hero. She and her testimony was the reason why they were even able to take these monsters down. And from the very beginning, all they have done is try to drag her name in the muck for redemption for our president.
Wow.
And it's just so disgraceful. They have had no regard for a family that is grieving a loss that they will never recover from.
That's Virginia Giuffre's brother and sister-in-law. 20 hours ago, by the way. That was yesterday. Does that sound like they support the current administration at all? Doesn't sound like it, Republicans who are trying to use Virginia Giuffre as this defense of Donald Trump. Her own fucking family is calling you out for being disgusting and disgraceful. That's her brother and sister-in-law. So how is that your defense? How is Virginia Giuffre your defense to this? Because it's not for the fucking family of her. They're disgusted by you. I'm just shocked with Republicans. Oh, I'm looking at the poll now. 93-7. It used to be 80-20 a couple weeks ago, guys, in my community. So I mean, it's shown. Even we're just very hanging on here, hanging on with just a fraction, 7%. That's rough. But again, Virginia Giuffre is their defense, and her family is saying, "Go fuck yourself." All right, we got this. Other victims literally saying that there's tapes. We're just all of these victims. We're just ignoring. What's going on at Fox News, right? What's going on at Tim Pool's channel? Megyn Kelly's channel, Benny Johnson's channel, Officer Tatum's channel. You know what they're doing? They're all saying Trump did nothing wrong. Imagine that. Is Biden in the Epstein files? This isn't an. So you hear this? You see this guy? This is one of the 7%ers. Oh, because Biden's bad, that excuses all of this. Do you guys think this is how logic works? Is Biden in charge? Is Biden the president right now? I as far as I know, he's not. This isn't an argument. The yeah, but doesn't work when it comes to fucking pedophile shit. No, there's no yeah, but. I don't give a fuck what Joe did. He was gross too. He was a child sniffer. They're both bad. Wasn't all over. I've never talked about Tim Pool on my channel. I don't know what you're talking about. Wrong channel, bud. It's gross, dude. I don't know how we got here. And again, Michael Wolff, he's the one's he's seen it all. He's seen all the photos. He's seen all the videos. He's got hundreds of hours. Look what he had to say. Hundreds of hours of interviewing Epstein. He knows everything about it. He's seen all of Epstein's photos.
Plus young women, and I don't know the ages of these women, but they are young, are sitting in Trump's lap. And this is outside Jeffrey Epstein's house.
Meanwhile, the Oversight Committee was meeting this week to discuss all things Epstein. They, in particular, talked about photos, which I know you've seen.
I am one of the people who has seen these pictures. There were specifically 3 that I remember, and this is now almost 10 years ago. But the 3 that I remember are 2 in which topless young women, and I don't know the ages of these women, but they are young.
There you go. And that dude's literally seen. He's an eyewitness to these pictures. We'll ignore him too. Ignore all this stuff. Look at this guy. What does this guy say? Dottie. How's he going to sue me for show? Dottie. Look how fucking retarded Dottie is. I'm sure she's some 65-year-old dipshit boomer. Dottie thinks President Trump can sue me for playing clips of Donald Trump. Dottie, do you think that's how any of this works? That if I show clips of things he said, that he gets to sue me? Do you not know how defamation works? If I show clips of things you said, what are you suing me for? Me showing people you're disgusting weirdo? You retarded, Dottie? You sound retarded. And I don't mean in offense to mentally handicapped people. I'm saying your IQ is so fucking low that you think I could be sued for showing clips of something someone said. You're legitimately retarded. You're probably a 70-year-old fucking Fox News boomer. You're the fucking problem. You understand? You are the problem. You're the problem, Dottie. Open your fucking eyes. Dottie, you're the reason Republicans are going to get blown out in 2026. You're the reason Gavin Newsom's going to win in 2028 because you're fucking hanging on for dear life like a fucking life preserver out in the ocean. Don't talk about Trump that way. Trump's got a 36% of fucking approval rating. You think that's going to do anything for Republicans in the midterms, the next election? He's burning it all down, you fucking idiot. You, of all people, should be the one criticizing the most. You're fucking an idiot. You're going to hand the Democrats complete government control. Do you guys not realize this? Is that what you want? Some people want that. That's what you're doing by supporting this. Come on. I'd say use your brain, but I don't think you got one in your fucking head, Dottie. And I can tell by your last name. It's an old fucking retard. You're the reason why the fucking economy is destroyed as well. You and your fucking generation. So, we're going to do one more. No, we're good. We're good. Before we move into the Peter Thiel connection next. Okay. So we're going to hit super chats first. All right. Then we're going to move there. We're going to go through these as quick as possible. Hello from Pompeo Beach. Thanks, Keith. Can't wait to hear it today. We're moving. Did you see the Sean Reigns preview today? Wonder if we're going to get answers. Bunch of BS. Oh, like the Charlie Kirk stuff. I mean, Sean's a little behind the curve, right? Like, there's a reason I haven't put any Charlie Kirk content out in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because no new information. So I don't see him putting out anything better than what Candace or Ian Carroll or me or people have done yet. So, but who knows? Woodchoppers are us taking off. Yeah. Did you hear anything about Sarajevo investigation? I don't know about that. Keep calling them out. Happy Thanksgiving, bro. Marcus, thank you very much for that fat dono, and happy Thanksgiving to you as well, bro. Appreciate you. Megan Kelly becoming R. Kelly. Okay, John, that was good. It's a good joke. Really appreciate the noise you're making of this. If we aren't going to protect children, then why are we trying to build a better country? Yeah, man, I'm not going to. Guys, when it comes here's my break point. When it comes to protecting a bunch of fucking PDFs, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I hurt your feelings. I'm not going to fucking cater to fucking sycophant politicians like Benny Johnson and Tim Pool and Megan Kelly. It's not going to fucking happen because I have morals and values, unlike all those people. And I stick to them. Doesn't matter if it's left, right. I don't care. When it comes to PDFs and harming children, fuck you and fuck you for protecting the people that are protecting those people. You don't like it? Unsubscribe. Get the fuck off my channel. Bye-bye. But no, thank you, though, for the good comment. Okay? Not talking to you. Talking to all the dipshits. All right. Okay. Joe. What's up, Joe? Hate to break the news. Trump and Epstein have a codependency of it, so long as they could feed the other desire for power. Yeah, I think there was a lot of that, Joe. I'm not sure how good of friends they were, but they obviously extremely closely connected. Trump ordering Bondi, I know, a new investigation and panic move into the Democrats involved. Ooh. How about you just release all the files, man? What my worry is, what they're going to do is somebody's going to break before the vote next week, one of the Republicans that Trump's threatening. They're not going to release the files. And then what's going to happen is the DOJ is going to release only some files that implicate Democrats. That's going to be the move, I think, if they can pull it off. That's what they're going to try to do. I have $2 and $4 grand. I'm so disgusted at the mental gymnastics. Trouble is MAGA crowd will believe what he says. Yeah, of course they do. And I don't know. I don't know if they really believe it or if it's just sheer cognitive dissonance, which essentially means guys like, hey, when you find out your hero is a total piece of shit, like people can't handle that and they break down. So they have to try to do all the mental gymnastics in the world to protect or defend that person, even though they do know deep down they shouldn't be doing it. Like sunken cost fallacy into loving someone, same type of thing. It's like an abusive relationship, right? It's like a woman that gets beat. She gets beat by her husband, but she spent so much time and invested in the relationship that she just can't like move on and let it go. That's MAGA. That's the MAGA supporters. They're like beat wives. That's what they are at this point. There's no other way to fucking explain it. To quote Casablanca with Epstein files, nothing to see here. Move along. Yep. Civip Wilga, hopefully I said that right, with a big $50 donut. Thank you very much. Creators going along with the premise, it has to be fake because the Dems are releasing it. It's so disappointing. Well, the Republicans actually released a lot of them recently. Nux being the biggest one for me. When people learn that most of us don't care, we just want justice for the victim. I know, and that's the thing, man. Like, this is not complicated. This is like the easiest one. Like when you're talking about policy, war, foreign conflict, all these different things, yeah, we can go back and forth. When it comes to an international pedo ring controlling our government, there's not sides. There's one side. The American people side protecting women and children. That's it. That's the only side. Everybody else is disgusting. Everyone else is disgusting. So you're either over here or you're over there. You got to make that decision for yourself. They may have images. What can they prove? That's from the Bubba comments. Starting to make more sense why soldiers couldn't stop child wives in Iraq. No, we could have stopped that. We chose not to culturally. That's just the way it goes. I didn't agree with it. A lot of people didn't agree with it, but it is what it is, man. Different culture. But that's why I say that culture is not compatible with Western culture for things like this, or it shouldn't be, but we're trying to move that way, apparently. Mega's acting like a cult, ignoring evidence and blaming the victims. Anyone wondering what Putin has on Trump? Well, Scott, according to our friend, our dearly departed friend, Mr. Epstein, this is supposedly what he has. Ask Putin if he has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. So I don't know, Scott. I would say maybe. Based off of that. Have you seen the painting of Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky's dress? Yeah, with the stains on it. Found in Epstein's apartment. Same with the Jenga towers, Port George Bush painting. I have seen those. Yep. The fact that Virginia said he did or didn't doesn't matter. She did identify. I know, Joe. This is the point. She identified he was there. That makes him guilty. Period. It's so crazy that my point is this. It doesn't matter what Virginia said she saw Trump do because she shouldn't have seen Trump at all because she was a sex trafficked victim. Good point. Here solely for the "you are a sellout" cope. Are you saying I'm a sellout? How am I a sellout? Being a sellout would be shilling for MAGA and the Trump administration, right? Not sure you meant what you think to mean, or I didn't take it the right way. We should be loyal to our principles over any politician, popular figure, and social movement. I agree. Alinsky is making more sense now. People need to show up and boo his ass at the upcoming economy tour, which is he's doing an economy tour. How about he just tries to work on fixing the economy because it's in the shambles? He's been getting hardcore booed lately everywhere he goes, though. Certain man wrote about this in Okay. There's enough gas station fireball in the multiverse to cleanse these mental images. Yeah, I agree with you there. Bobby, what's up, brother? Thanks for always being here, man. 3% is way too many, my brother. Yeah, I know. I know a couple percent of those are trolls, but there probably is a couple people in here that actually believe that, which is gross. We'd love to see your logo on Alpha Industries B-15 bomber jacket or an M1T flight jacket. Look, oh, we got flags coming, guys. Like 3x5 flags with the new America First logo. If you're interested in that, we're working on getting those in as well. Also, for everybody who's in here now, we announced this at the start of the stream. I don't know if it's still in the pinned comment. I can't tell. Is it still in the pinned comment? I don't know. Jasmine, tell me, is it still in the pinned comment? The merch store is restocked completely with America First merch. Just went up. We sold out of everything in 24 hours twice. So if you want to get tank tops, hoodies, it is. Okay. Head over there now because, again, it also, everything of every size sold out in the first 24 hours. Both times we had it. So, anyway, let's keep moving. Scott says, these are just emails. The files have the actual evidence. Yeah, we should get some files, right? And the emails, here's the thing, Scott, to me, the emails are enough. I don't really need to see any more, but I would like to see all the real evidence. Don't worry, Trump says, don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before. After walking, this is another one I could have pulled up. After walking into a Miss Teen, yes, teen, USA dressing room. No wonder he's scared to go to hell. Yeah, good point. Statement about the dog that did not bark says it all. Trump's name should have been mentioned in the first investigation. Yep. Just look at the way Trump talks about Ivanka. Would anyone say that to their daughter? No, I wouldn't. That's fucking gross, dude. It's just, the fact that his brain works that way to even think that is fucking gross. And we've all known. Remember back in the day when he used to say it in the 90s and like early 2000s and everybody was like, wow, that guy's fucking gross. But we just forgot. Scott here. Can anybody tell him Nate is just glitching? Yeah, Nicole, this must have been right when the computer crashed. We burned in, but we're back. If we need another reason not to like DT between this and selling out to the two nosy people, he can tongue punch my chocolate starfish at this point. He might be into that now with the new stuff we're finding out. Magician, Copperfield, like Copperfield. The magician one's interesting. I would bet Copperfield is the one. He seems like the oldest one in that demographic. I don't see David Blaine or Chris Angel being a part of that. Yeah, this is funny. Is Jeff fucking Donnie from the other side ghosting him? Patel lies about Epstein. Patel lies about Kirk. Yep, it's happening across multiple platforms. Chat VT BFT. Appreciate you, B-Reg. Thank you, Quiet, for that dono. No comment. Man, there's a lot of super chats. We got to get through these to get the second half of the show, guys. We got to blow through these. I'm about to tell y'all to stop donating any super chats because, we're probably okay for now. Stand by. We'll probably cut them off about 4:30 because my son has, those of you who follow the channel know, state playoff game tonight. That's why we're early, and they're playing the number one team in state, right? So I got to leave at 5 on the dot. Ish. So we're good for now, but we'll work our way through it. Taking her cross off. She does that. You ever notice Caroline Levitt takes her cross off whenever she comes out to talk about the Epstein files? I wonder why. Love the content, so I'm glad we have someone who isn't afraid to speak up for the corrupted government. Appreciate you, Nick. Try my best. Did Trump know JE was trafficking during Hangout? What do you mean, did he know? There's fucking 14-year-old girls hanging around. What do you mean, did he know? Yes. Yes, people know stuff like this. True TDS is Trump. Yeah, I like this, Rob. Trump defending syndrome. That's what it's turned into. David says Talmud Trump. I should have figured that one out by now. We've got Talmud Tatum, we've got Talmud Tardio, now we got Talmud Trump. Pretty funny. Trump impeached JD Thiel. Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about that. Is that next? Yeah, that's next. That's coming up right after Super Chats. The Peter Thiel connection to all this. Stacy, thank you for that big dono, Stacy. What am I going to learn? When am I going to learn I cannot eat during your lives? Got me between laughing and throwing up right now. Got me some AF merch on fire this week. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for always being here and being a part of the stream. And yeah, sorry if I made you throw up. Hopefully I didn't. Hopefully it was the disgusting shit we're talking about. It's making you throw up and not me. Even if MAGA Republicans hand wave Epstein, how can they hand wave Trump's relationship with other deviants like P. Diddy? Oh, I had a whole montage of him with P. Diddy as well that I decided to take out because it was really long. But yeah, one of his good buddies as well. He made America gross again for the second term. Yeah, and we're only 10 months in, guys. 11 months in. We got a long way. We got 3 years to go. Fuck. Never seen those clips. He has a strange humor. Yeah, I don't think he's joking, Johnny. I think that's just him being himself. Love the content, brother. Keep it up. Leaning forward in between on parties at this point. Both are full of shit. That's right. That's what we believe on this channel right now, for sure. 3% needs to explain. Yeah. He used people's fears and hatred on the left to control people on the right. Yes, he did. Megan should know. She sued Fox because Bill O'Reilly. Oh, you're right. I forgot. She did do that. She did do that. I forgot. She did do that. Oh, wow. That makes it 10 times worse. I forgot about that. Yep. Just got back from future soldier training at my Army office. Ran a 634 mile. Hell yeah, brother. You got to make sure you can keep it up for 2 miles, though. I used to be one of those guys that would run. I would run like a 6-minute mile on the way out and then like an 8-minute mile on the way back a lot of times because I just gassed out. As long as you keep that pace, you're going to be crushing, dude. 6:30 is great. Great time. Well done. The 13-minute mile is super, or 13-minute 2 mile is like super good. It's a 100. Typically, it's a 100 on the 100 out of 100, depending on your age bracket. Anyway, speaking of Dodgers, Stacy says his family is only here because his grandfather Dodger drafted in Germany. Tried to go back, wouldn't let him, and so we're stuck with him. Have you seen his dad? His dad is like one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen in my life. So is his mom. By the way, I should pull. Some of their whole fucking heads and shit are fucked up. It's kind of wild. Thank you. Trump cheated on all his wives, submitted to SA Woman on Access Hollywood. True. Officially done with Cheeto Jesus. Bobby, this is a good one too. I've never heard this one. That's what he is, though, to the MAGA. That is Cheeto Jesus. That's a good one, bro. Jesse on fire, backing up Trump because of Giuffre. Yeah, I fucking railed him for that offline. I said, absolutely not, dude. Disgusting. So I don't know. I don't think he really believes that. I think that no, I'm not saying he doesn't believe that, but I don't think he was looking at it the right way, like I was, which was it doesn't matter if she said nothing happened because the fact he's hanging out with fucking 15-year-old girls that are being sex trafficked is bad enough on its own. Yeah, I mean, I fucking got no problem saying when my buddies have fucking terrible takes. And that was one. To bring that piece of scum to in the White House, absolutely BS. Tipping point for me on top of everything. If anyone still supports Trump, no hope for them. Yeah. Both sides are shit right now. Agreed. Sadly, I think Trump and Charlie offed because Charlie was getting too close. There's a lot of people talking about this right now. Maybe we'll talk about that next week once I do more of a deep dive into it. Very, very interesting. Dottie's stupid. Yeah, Dottie's a fucking idiot. We know that. Hopefully she never comes back. Get out of here, Dottie. Both sides suck. We have no one to elect to even try to start fixing our government. So what are the options now as citizens? This will all be forgotten in a few months tops. No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. We've been talking. People have been pissed about the Epstein files. This is part of the reason why Trump won. Is people were so goddamn pissed about the Epstein files. So yeah, I don't think so. I think we do have a chance as long as we keep standing firm, and the America First movement, it just gives 0 inches and just keeps crushing these fucking people. We might be moving in a good direction at least. I don't think we're forgetting from what I've seen so far. Hopefully not. Unless they start a war, which I'm very concerned that we are going to either have a terrorist attack or we are going to invade a sovereign nation. I think it's very, very high likelihood of that coming pretty. Anyway, masses have never thirsted after truth. That's true. Whoever can supply them with illusions is easily their master. Whoever attempts to destroy their illusions is always their victim. Gustave Le Bon. That's a good quote. I like that one. Both Trump and Clinton are all around more. Yes, they are. They're both gross. Megan would or should change her tune if her daughter was Trump lusted after. Just saying. Then again, it's for her ratings, right? She better come out and apologize for that. She better fucking come out and apologize for that. That was gross. I think the 8% hanging on by the fingertips. I hate that you're so right about this. The world's, I don't want to be right about this. It's just gross. I hate that we've come to the realization that our entire political apparatus is run by a fucking billionaire elite PDF ring. That's the truth on both sides of the aisle. It's a yikes. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Joseph. 8% is quiet. Thanks for not giving a shit and speaking the truth. Power on. Lock them up. Getting grosser by the hour. Agree with you, Earl. Why do you think it's weird that I get bricked up and crank my hog behind the screen to you? It's not my fault if you're a Giga Chad. Golden, again, we get this comment here and there. All right, look, if you're cranking your hog to me on my live streams, all right, man. I don't. Good for you, dude. If I'm what gets you going and gets you bricked up, then I'm glad I can provide some type of happiness to you. How about that? Don't send me any pictures, please. I accidentally supported Trump. Okay, now. That's a good one. Afraid we're stuck with this Chomo revolution. I don't know. In your thunderclap, it seems the majority of the politicians are trashing into weird shit. No surprise here. Do you think Hollywood and the music industry will be mentioned? Oh, yes. Hollywood for sure is going to be in there. Massey was just talking about it. Absolutely. All right. Red Phone Line says, Crazy Days and Nights podcast. This dude has one of the best deep dives on Epstein. Look that up. Crazy Days. All right. Cool. Thank you for that. Looking for good information on this stuff. I think Michael Wolff is CIA Mossad. Has all of this have access? He didn't. He just interviewed him. But he could be. I mean, yeah, it definitely could be. Although if he's Mossad and Epstein's Mossad, why does he need to interview Mossad? I don't know. But maybe. I think it's time to step aside and stop hurting the Republican Party. I voted for Trump 3 times, but man, things have changed so much. A lot of people saying that. Do you see Israel passed a law to expedite the death penalty for Palestinian detainees? Handing out candy during the vote. Death goal. Yeah, I didn't see that, but Mike, I'm not shocked. The Knesset and the shit they do is so gross. So gross. All the stuff coming out of there is always gross like that. Talmud believers were the biggest. Yes. Yep. Talmud even mentions 7 genders is normal. We don't care what you think. Yeah, Israel actually has the highest LGBTQ rate in the world. Isn't it wild that evangelical Christians are the ones that simp so hard for that culture? It's bizarre. But I don't know. Whatever. Nate, in a world that's shitty, we're lucky to have people like you, G-Day, JD, Ian Carroll, Brent Tucker, all my friends. All 3 of those guys are my friends, man. Keep the bastards honest. Thank you, brother. Yeah, all great dudes, man. All great dudes. Des Vault, as Heavy Duty would say, surround yourself by certain people and you become one of them. Heavy Duty is another one of my buddies that just doesn't give a fuck. If you haven't seen his videos recently about Megyn Kelly as well, go watch it. He went scorched earth as well. That's another dude that's just got straight hard line morals and values that I fucking absolutely love. Dan's a fucking great guy and doesn't budge an inch on stuff like that. Can you all finally admit the left was right the whole time? No, because the left is way more psychotic, brother. They were right about him, but they're not right as a replacement, unfortunately. There's no both parties. No, they're both as bad. Because you know what the left is doing? The left is letting PDFs back out onto the street immediately after they're arrested. That's what they're doing. So no, they're not a whole lot better, to be honest. When you on the PDF thing, no, they're pretty bad too. Okay, so no, it is both sides. Both sides are fucking gross when it comes to this. Don't get yourself confused on that. Brother, can't find another voice like yours anywhere. Please don't change your voice. It's imperative. Being able to call out your own side is fucking unheard of. On the right, don't ever back down. You should do it, right? Like if your political party promises you a bunch of shit and then delivers none of it, why would you continue to simp for them? Why would you not be pissed off and criticize them? It just seems like basic things to me. If you do a good job, I'm the first person to credit you. You're doing a good job. If you do a shitty job, I'll tell you you're doing a shitty job. I don't owe any politician anything. You owe us. It's our votes you need, not the other way around. You work for me. But I'll keep doing it as long as I have a platform and they don't axe me, which could be coming eventually. I'll have to wait and see. If I disappear eventually, let me say this. If my channel disappears eventually, I'll probably start one on Rumble like that same day. So go look up Valhalla VFT on Rumble if that happens. So just some things to think about in the future. Great work, bro. Love the new raw convos. Thank you, Flux. Appreciate you, brother. 2 years, Bubba Shrimp. Trending on P up. Okay. Bubba Trump. Bubba Trump Shrimp. All right, Shaky. That was a good one. It's crazy because Pizzagate had MAGA so mad. Yeah, now they don't care at all. All right, God, trying to get through these. We're almost there. What do you think the consequences would be concerning economic political structure if all the info came out and it ended up being all these positions of power throughout the governments in the West? Nothing. You fire those people, even if they're CEOs, which happens all the time. You get the fuck rid of them, and that's that. Nothing changes. We act like you see, and this is what like Donald Trump tries to say. Oh, if people were to find out what's in the files, the entire world would collapse. No, they wouldn't. Put all the billionaires in jail. People in those companies would take the positions of CEOs and we would move on with our lives. That's just a dumb argument that like, oh, if some of these billionaires got exposed, all of society would collapse. No, it fucking wouldn't. They'd go to jail and we'd all move on with our lives. It's not that complicated. I promise. Best of luck to your son tonight. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Ada says they hope to focus on the oral with Jerry Bubba Watson Jr., not the treason part of the March 2018 email where Mark Epstein told Jeffrey to ask Bannon if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Yeah, well, I'm focused on that last line because it's hilarious. Even if it's not true, it's fucking hilarious, and the memes are already fantastic. Monica says Trump's U.S. envoy Tom Barak is one of the worst who sent Epstein the email. Send me a picture of you with a child. Oh, Monica, I do have that email. It's in a different email chain that I have, and I forgot to bring it in. That one was gross. But yes, what she said there, that's what Epstein said. It's fucking sick. That's just ugh. You see what that simp Megyn Kelly said? So sick and twisted. She has a 14-year-old daughter. Alex, yes, we covered that earlier. I did an entire video on it today, which is up. If you haven't seen it yet, please go watch it after the live stream. Okay. Everyone is upset that Epstein had a 16-year-old walking around, but forget that he poached them from Mar-a-Lago. That's actually a good point. That is part of what their whole beef in 2004 started because of that and a real estate deal fallout. Hey, Nate, what do you think will happen to the law-abiding NFA owners and if Dems win in 2028? I don't know. There's probably going to be a massive attack on gun rights, and they'll probably go away. But I've already got all mine, so I lost them in a boating accident, right, ATF? I'm not concerned about it too much, but it's possible, man. Everyone needs to look up John Casablancas before Epstein there was Casablancas. Interesting. Nate, chat, Google, Katie Johnson v. Trump. Katie Johnson v. Trump. Oh, yep. I've seen that. Yep. That's also, but yeah, they conveniently don't talk about her. Isn't that right? How does this affect JD? Do you still support him? What do you mean affect JD? JD is the biggest anti-PDF dude on the planet. He doesn't support this shit at all. What do you mean? You know who is not associated with Trump and Epstein? Newsom. Love my governor. That's true. He's definitely not. However, he's a horrible job with a lot of things in California, objectively. But he's gonna. I firmly believe in the current trajectory, unless crazy shit happens, that Gavin Newsom will be president in 2028. I firmly believe that. I am going to bet. And not only that, I'm going to bet on it early, like 3 years out on Kalshi. I'm probably going to put like 10 grand down on it. early, so I can get a massive payout on it. I don't think because not that I want him to win, I don't, but because JD Vance has no path to victory at all, and that's who MAGA is going to choose as their candidate. So I think it's a shoo-in. I think Gavin AOC ticket probably just destroys JD Vance. I'd have to guess, unless something crazy happens. Who knows? Keith Johnson, when all this is made public, do you think that is when Venezuela will kick off? Maybe. People are talking about that. Just sick that so many powerful people are implementing this shit. Keep up the good fight, Nate. Yeah, Keith, we talked about that. I talked about that earlier. I think we're going to invade a sovereign nation, be it Nigeria, Venezuela, or there will be a terrorist attack that brings us back into help Israel with something in the Middle East. I don't know. Gaza. We're supposedly building military bases in Gaza right now. Yay, great. So I do think there's going to be some type of major distraction. I don't know what it is yet, but I think it's coming. Be my guess. You ever see that clip of Billy Graham and Nixon talking about the synagogue of yep. And we played that on the live on Tuesday, actually. That same clip. And yeah, like I said, Nixon has been exonerated. We know exactly why Watergate happened. And it wasn't because of Nixon. Because of Nixon's criticism of AIPAC. Calling for justice since WikiLeaks dropped. Thank you, Monica. My dad trafficked me from 4 years old until I aged out at 15. My state rep, Mississippi, told me he was too busy to talk about Epstein. They were sick and evil. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. And there's a lot of people this has happened to. And that's why this is a big deal. Because these are victims like this that just go unheard and unnoticed. I'm sorry, brother or sister. Either way. It's terrible no matter what. Wingman. If they actually had blackmail on Trump, why did they spend years trying too hard to get him on such contrived BS? So many fake cases got him. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say here. Like, why didn't they expose it? Because Trump's the deep state candidate. They wanted Trump to win. You haven't figured that out based off of what he's been doing? Trump is the deep state candidate. He was the Trojan horse. You guys have put 2 and 2 together now, right? Trump is the pro-Israel deep state candidate. They installed him. So yeah, that's why they didn't expose him. He is the deep state candidate. Right? We've figured that out now. We were tricked by the Trojan horse, but now we know that. So yeah, when people go, well, why didn't the Democrats release it? Because Israel told them not to. Because he's their guy. It's not as complicated. Now we know better, right? Like 10 months ago, we would have had no idea. Now we know. It's not even, and that's not me like, oh, this is my opinion. We know that's the case at the point. And we're going to look at that at the end of the episode. Would they flee to Israel, avoid extradition? They'll no longer be here. Yeah, they do that. Good luck and Godspeed to your son tonight. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate you. You officially convinced me Trump ain't shit. Yeah, I mean, he ain't, Johnny. Not at this point. Video, Kabbalah, the religion of the serpent, exposes Trump's connection through its secret side of... Yeah, they're all into this shit, man. We were talking about Bohemian Grove. We were talking about that earlier. All these people are all disgusting. They're all in this... It's probably been going on forever throughout history. Sorry for the overly suggestive super chats. All good, brother. Trump's distraction in Venezuela will fail. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to go well. Venezuela is not something we want to fuck around with, guys. It's jungle warfare. It's another Vietnam. They have a large army, and not only that, they have a massive militia. And if you think American soldiers want to go fight a war in the fucking jungle, you are out of your goddamn mind. Vietnam was horrible. Nobody wants that. But we'll see. Trump is a pickle sniffer. Thanks, brother. Epstein Island, Mar-a-Lago, and Playboy Mansion, Diddy Mansion, probably all the same thing. Probably. All right, we finally made it through. Trump, the enemy within. Okay, great. We got to keep cooking through here. Let's jump straight into the next thing, which is the Peter Thiel connection. Yes. So for those of you who don't know about Peter Thiel, okay, let me explain a little bit before we get into this. First of all, he's in a bunch of these emails with very creepy shit. Right here. That was fun. See you in 3 weeks. To Peter Thiel from Epstein. We'll show a bunch of other emails. So yes, Peter Thiel is all over the Epstein files. So is Alex Karp, who is the other co-founder of the company Palantir. If you don't know what Palantir is, they're basically a surveillance company, an intel Intel-based software company that actually got its start in the military and the CIA. It's actually what we used as a software platform for our intelligence and special operations. So I'm very familiar with Palantir. I've been using it forever. They now have obviously moved into the civilian world, and they are basically the entity that's going to push forward the surveillance state. Okay. Now, where does this get interesting? Well, Peter Thiel and JD Vance, and I'm not going to go, it's a 45-minute discussion to break down their whole relationship together. Peter Thiel is basically JD Vance's benefactor. This is the best way you can think about it. He found JD Vance when he was in college. Okay. He brought him out to Silicon Valley. They started some companies together, or he worked for some of Peter Thiel's companies. And that's when JD Vance came out with, he'd lost some weight with the black eyeliner and all this shit. Peter Thiel then financed JD Vance's political aspirations into the Senate and basically put him into power, into the vice president. Okay. So that's how you got to think about Peter Thiel. He created JD Vance in a laboratory, essentially, right? That was bad in itself. Now we know that Peter Thiel was very, very good friends with Jeffrey Epstein, which starts to make everything a little bit weirder when you have the Epstein-Trump connection. And Peter Thiel's also part of that connection. So why was JD Vance chosen to be Trump's vice president? Because those of you have seen, and those of you know, JD Vance hates Trump's guts. He has been the most avid never Trumper forever. You guys can Google at home, JD Vance trashes Donald Trump, montages of JD Vance hating on Trump. And then he all of a sudden gets picked as VP. Very interesting timing it all happens too. And we're going to tie all this together here in a minute. Do you guys know when Donald Trump announced that JD Vance was going to be his vice president? 48 hours after Donald Trump was shot at Butler. Nobody understood it. Everybody's, that's bizarre. He picked a never Trumper. 48 hours after he gets shot in the head. Well, shot. It all seemed bizarre, right, at the time. But then now we factor in Peter Thiel being so deep in the Epstein files, which kind of, and this is some tinfoil hat on my part, makes me think, okay, you have these billionaire tech giants who know they're in the Epstein files. Why might they want JD Vance, or he might want JD Vance to be in the White House so he can potentially have a little bit of control over Trump to ensure that these files never come out, to show us some things like this so we can see the type of person. Oh, here we go. Jeffrey Epstein emails Peter Thiel about meeting and hanging out with Woody Allen. Think about this trio. Epstein, any interest in Woody Allen? Thiel, would be cool to meet him sometime, but don't go out of the way to make this happen. Are we planning something this weekend on the 13th and 14th? 13th afternoon. Woody Allen, who's one of the most prolific Hollywood PDFs in fucking history. That's like the diddler fucking, the big three, right? Remember the big three with LeBron, D Wade, and Bosch? The big three? That's like the PDF big three, those three, right? So Peter Thiel is all over the Epstein files. And he's part of, like, there's another email that's kind of like a blacklist or blackmail list with a bunch of names. Peter Thiel's on that. You have to ask yourself, Peter Thiel also really did a lot to help Donald Trump get elected. Why is this also bizarrely interconnected? And I think it has to do with, well, covering up that somebody's got it. Because Peter Thiel, by the way, is gay. He's a gay man. That's not me calling, like, being rude. He's objectively a gay man. And so you got his little protege, his little creation, JD Vance, who's poised to what? To take the White House. And this is what a lot of people think with this blackmail that's going on over Trump, is they think what's really happening here, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens, is Trump was the Trojan horse to bring in JD Vance, who's controlled by Peter Thiel and the billionaire class. And so what they're going to do is use the Epstein files to potentially bring down Donald Trump to facilitate the installation of J.D. Vance, which also becomes very beneficial because if you're Mr. President running in 2028, you're the incumbent, you have a much higher chance of winning, right? So it's all kind of creepy. And then when we talk about what was also going on here is that Epstein, when he was in prison, we remember when Epstein was in prison, what happened to him here. Let me pull this back up. Sorry. You have, there we go. You have this. He said this. Months before Epstein said in the email, he was the only one who could take down Donald Trump. And he died in custody while the cameras were dark. Now, we all thought all the memes were out there, right? All the memes out there that it was Dog. Hillary got him. Well, we're not so sure anymore that actually makes a whole lot of sense because of this. We found this out. This just broke last week, I believe. Turns out Jeffrey Epstein's ex-cellmate, Nicholas Artiglione, claims New York prosecutor Maureen Comey, James Comey's daughter, told Epstein he could walk free if he implicated Donald Trump, saying no proof was needed as long as Trump's people couldn't disprove it. Epstein was then unalived right after that meeting. You guys says that's not true. Maybe. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. We don't know. But it starts to make a little bit more sense if Jeffrey Epstein had all this blackmail on Trump. Jeffrey Epstein was going to give that blackmail to the FBI or Comey. He just happens to get disappeared. Get unalived right after that. I don't know. But here's some more with the connections between Jeffrey Epstein proposes girls to Palantir. That's Alex Karp and Thiel, although Thiel's probably not into that. Also, it's from Iran military, so you never know if this is true. I did see this somewhere else, though. Okay. But also to the Emirates, Qatari officials. We do know this is a real thing, that a lot of Arab countries and Saudi princes and stuff were involved in Epstein's sex trafficking as well. Jeffrey Epstein, actually, yeah, because there is real emails down here. Jeffrey Epstein, in an email to former attorney Kathy Rumler, proposes girls to chairman of Palantir Peter Thiel, former CIA director, and the rest. Now, not great because Peter Thiel's into dudes. Or somebody said robots. Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. But it shows how all of these tech billionaires are all integrated. And again, how J.D. Vance, the vice president, being Peter Thiel's little protege, Palantir being connected to Epstein, Epstein being connected to Trump. We don't know what it all means yet, but it's starting to seeing that all of these things are spiderweb and connected together. All right. Now, when we move into what else is going on, we also have the Ghislaine Maxwell side of things, which, if you listen to Fox News, they will tell you this. Let's look. Jesse Waters. This guy, what a disappointment he is. He's the biggest mouthpiece shill ever. See what he had to say.
Maxwell said Trump did nothing wrong. So have Epstein's victims and Epstein's lawyer. And none of these emails implicate Trump. So we're back to square one.
Okay. No, the emails absolutely implicate Trump. 2 victims have not said that. 1 victim said that. A bunch of other victims have said Donald Trump did these negative things to them. Also, Ghislaine Maxwell said Trump did nothing wrong. Now, why might Ghislaine Maxwell have said that? Why might she have said that? Would it have anything to do with the fact that after she met with Donald Trump's lawyer, she was moved to a cushy upstate federal prison where she now is being catered to, waited on hand and foot with private meals. Not only that, let me pull this one up. If you haven't seen this just broke. She's been gifted a puppy as part of her preferential treatment. She's got a goddamn puppy with her in her cell, which is that would be awesome if you were in prison. That would make life so much better if you had a little puppy with you. Infinitely better. The amount that would change your life in prison to have a puppy, have a dog with you, an emotional support animal. That's what it is. In prison with you? Who the fuck gets a puppy? So Jesse Waters, why might Ghislaine have said Trump did nothing wrong after meeting with Trump's lawyer? Maybe because she's getting all this crazy preferential treatment and a goddamn puppy, and she's also getting prepared to get pardoned. Maybe that's why she said nothing bad happened. Like these people. We have eyes. We can see what's going on. They think you're fucking stupid. Do you realize how stupid they think you are? That you can't look at the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell just got gifted a puppy in prison and go, oh, I wonder what's going on. Well, she said Trump did nothing wrong. Really? We're not that stupid. We're not. Nobody's that dumb. Well, some people are because they believe what they watch on Fox News. And so again, I just don't know how we got here. But it is what it is. All right. Now, let's look at some people who are covering this and their responses. And I got to give her credit. This was based. This was like the most base shit I've ever seen. I didn't used to like her at all, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's gotten so based and so America First that like you can't not like her. Look what she did outside her office recently, a couple weeks ago. I mean, that's pretty based. That's pretty based. That's super based, actually, to put that up outside your office. Oh, here you go. Yeah, here's what I was looking at. Or what I had to bring up. Yeah, here it is. Got a goddamn puppy. It's just so crazy that this is where we're at. But let's also look at what some people have said. Remember this? Here's Elon. Remember this? This was a long time ago, right? Back when they got in their little their tussle back and forth. What did Elon come out and say? Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump's in the Epstein files. That's the reason they've not been made public. Have a nice day. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Here's the truth. Well, I mean, he nailed it, right? But also, I would say, why? What? Elon obviously knew about this, but what did Elon also have to say? When we were in the election cycle,
I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
Oh. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome. I think part of
well, it turned out to be the opposite of that, wasn't it? Turns out it was the polar opposite of that. But it is what it is, right? Now let's get one from Jimmy Dior and Candace Owens talking about, just how people feel about this.
Here's Candace Owen on Piers Morgan, and she's laying it down.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would
end up perhaps voting for him? Oh, he can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
So I want to be clear. I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen and it is happening. But I just think that the picture of politics in America is going to look very differently because of his actions. So I don't know where we go from here. I really don't. But this is not the candidate that I voted for.
Oh.
Yep. Duh. There it is. I mean, that's it. All right, guys, no more super chats. I got to blow through this. I only got like 10, 15 minutes. And if you guys send any more of them, I'm probably not going to be able to get through them. I do want to get quickly into some of the our greatest ally connection, because why is this all going on right now? We talked a little bit about what's going on, but yes, look at this right now. Same week all of this happened. Trump put in an official request asking for Prime Minister Netanyahu to be pardoned. I'm sure the timing of this 2 days ago has nothing to do with the slow release of the Epstein files. It has nothing to do with any blackmail or anything like that, right? This is just completely separate from anything that's going on with the files. And you also have this, like we talked about earlier, also this week, extending out our payments to Israel for 20 years. 20 years. Interesting timing, right? And how much is that worth? $76 billion in weapons and giveaway from Trump. All happening while the Epstein files are being threatened to be released. Because again, there's no way, nothing to see here. And yes, here it is. Here's Trump's actual official pardon request. Sent by Trump. Please, please, don't put Bibi in prison. I'm sure it's all coincidence. It's all coincidence. It has nothing to do with the slow release of the Epstein files or the threatening of the Epstein files. But, you know, I mean, again, could be all connected, could all not be connected. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. I got to kind of blow through these ones a little bit here, guys, because I do want to get the super chats before I got to get out of here. I don't want to miss them. All right. I had a little bit more to talk about on Israel, but we are going to run out of time on that. So we'll pick that back up on Tuesday. Okay. Let's hit our super chats before we jump out of here. Let me ask one poll while we do these super chats. I want to see what you guys have to think about this. And that is going to be, if this is essentially what we talked about, we just saw with Israel, like all of these crazy things being put forward legislation wise, asking for pardons, $76 billion to Israel, all in the same week of the Epstein files. So do you think Trump's being blackmailed right now by Israel, by our ally? Is that what's going on? Is the threat to release these files to force him to do all these things that he's literally doing right now at the exact same time the files are threatening to be released? It's a very interesting timing. Let me know what you guys think. Be interesting to see what you guys think. All right, let's hit the super chats, and then I got to jet out of here. I'm gonna get through them as quick as possible. Again, I got about 10 minutes, and then I got to get to the game. All right, so if I might skip some of the lower ones, I'll try not to. All right, Timothy McGee, $50 big dono. Thank you very much. What do you expect from politicians sending 17.5 to 20-year-olds to bloody police actions and conflicts from Vietnam to Afghanistan? You're too young, drink or gamble, but you're old enough to go die for your country. Yeah, I've got a whole theory on why every 20 years they send all the youngest, hardest, most dangerous men to go die in wars. I think they do it on purpose. And then they placate the rest of us with things like retirement funds. So we stay in line. I think it's all by design. We've been doing it in America and really not just in America. The world has been doing that for years and years and years. And I think the whole point is to gut out the young, kill off the young masculine demographic so they don't overthrow governments. I think really that's where it all comes from. I think that's really what war is all about at the end of the day. Disagree on preying on kids. I hope you do. Thanks, Tim. It's crazy. This is a controversial issue in 2025, isn't it? All right. Turn more. Maybe it might not. Literally stealing Nick Fuentes' talking points. Oh, Bird, this is the dipshit that comes in here and cries on my channel all the time. What talking points did I steal? I didn't even watch anything Nick Fuentes has had to say about this. But you're always in here crying like a little fucking baby all the time. I appreciate you donating, though. You donate money to cry about things, which is very odd. But yeah, we'll take it. What was more expensive, JD's soul or JD's hole? I don't know. Don't agree with all your opinions, but appreciate hearing your perspective. Thanks, Jolly Green. Appreciate it. Brother, don't always agree with you, but I love you out here talking. Thank you, thank you. When Candace Owen said everyone is gay, I thought she was trolling. Turns out they are. In the Republican Party, just a ton of them are. Lindsey Graham, Tom Cotton, who's some other ones? Mike Johnson. There's a bunch of them. A bunch of in the closet dudes. Just I think, my personal opinion, I don't know, but if I had to guess, gun to my head. Have you read Transmetropolitan by Warren Ellis? I have not. They grow a lot of politicians in the Vatican, I'm assuming you mean, and the main character, crazy journalist, exposes it. Interesting. Do you think some of Donald Trump's base will peel off? Yes, Heather, including a huge portion of the people watching this right now used to be part of Donald Trump's base that have peeled off. Yeah. Yes, they are. His approval rating is one of the lowest in American history right now because of that, I think. William Johnson says, Vance said if he'd been VP on January 6th, he would have gone along with Trump's fake elector scheme to overthrow the election. That's why he was picked. Interesting. Love you, Nate. Not all boomer support me. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate it. I know that's true. I know. I'm just giving boomers a hard time. I know you're not all idiots. I'm just giving you guys a hard time. Trump and Daddy Comey were not friends. Why would daughter Comey broker that deal to turn on Trump? By the way, no fan of Trump. Just saying. What do you mean? Yeah, of course they weren't. It's Comey's daughter who was trying to take down Trump, and Comey hated Trump. That seems like it makes perfect sense, right? I'm not sure if I misunderstand what you're saying here. But yeah, Comey hated Trump. His daughter tried to take down Trump. Seems like kind of makes sense. All governments work together and are ran by the devil. The Lord Jesus Christ is coming back. Amen. Hallelujah. Wake up, my brothers and sisters. Keep repeating Trump is the deep state president. Yes, he is. It's very obvious at this point. Oh, see, here's Bird. I'm an insecure girlfriend. No, see, the difference is I'm not an insecure girlfriend that stays with my abusive boyfriend. That's you, dipshit. You're MAGA. That's you. You're personifying yourself here. You're the guy, don't make fun of my daddy. That's you. You're the insecure beat girlfriend. You're the wet dog who's been abused and keeps coming back for more. That's you, homie. That's not us. Wrong side. You're projecting. Right? Who stole my peanut butter? Oh, just Lane says, who stole my peanut butter? Please get a flag, man, so we can probably fly it. We are getting flags done. It's going to be American flag. America first. It's going to be this logo on the flags. We're working on them. I think my wife already ordered them, so they should be up soon. MTG video is fake. Yeah, cool. Don't really care. It's still funny, even if it was or wasn't. She's based. She talks shit about Trump. She's called out Trump nonstop for all the exact same things that video showed. So your streams keep me sane. Thank you, brother. Said no on Trump blackmail poll only because I don't think he is being blackmailed. I think he's a willing participant. Interesting take. You think people need more extreme for change? Yeah, I do. I think things have to get way worse for the average. I call them normies, right? The normie is the person that's not really paying, and that's not necessarily a derogatory thing. It's just like the person that's going about their lives, not concerned with politics. They might watch CNN or Fox News every once in a while. They're not like you guys. We're here like on YouTube getting independent media from people like me or Candace Owens or even Carol or whoever. The normies aren't doing that. And to get them to switch takes a lot more. Things got to get a lot worse first. So, yeah, I do think that. Candace talked about the guy in the bush today. I don't know what you mean. The guy in the bush? Anyway. Tulsi for president? Nah, she's been a huge disappointment in the Trump administration, unfortunately. Which is sad because I was a really, really big Tulsi fan. I wanted her to be Trump's VP, and it's been no more super chats. We said no more like 10 minutes ago. Thank you all very much, though. All right. So 5 o'clock, we got through it. Yes, we did it. Okay. So I have to jet out of here. Thank you all very, very much. We will be back. Oh, we might be. Oh, tomorrow. If you guys like the UFC, apparently the fights are free. And so we're going to stream it with some buddies, potentially live stream the fights tomorrow, Saturday, once they start. I think they start around 3. So we're thinking about live streaming the fights. So if you guys want to come and hang out while we all fucking sit around, watch the fights, and shoot the shit together, me and I think Jesse on Fire, JD Delay, we might get a few other people in here. We'll just hang out and watch the fights, and it should be fun. It's not going to be political or anything like that. So if you're into the UFC, yeah, apparently they're free right now. So step on by and we'll hang out and we'll all watch it. That's what Jesse told me. Jesse told me that the fights are free and that we're going to be able to stream them live. So if that's true, that's what we're going to do. I believe it's at 3 p.m. And if not, then I guess we won't stream. But I think it's. So come hang out. We'll fucking chill. Should be fun. And then Tuesday we'll be back with our regular scheduled content. So thank you all very much. I got to get to the football game. Wish my son luck. Thank you all for showing up. This was a good one. And that is going to do it. Also, keep in mind, we still got the pinned comment. If you want the America First merch, it's probably going to be gone within like 24, 48 hours. So go and get it as quick as possible. All right. It's really good quality shit. Everybody who's bought some knows we get really high quality shirts and sweatshirts and everything. So you'll enjoy it. And they're not that expensive. So, all right, everybody. Thank you all very much. Catch y'all tomorrow, maybe. All right.